Go. What's going on, brothers? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another future classic live stream. Okay. Um, First and foremost, though, brothers, let me know in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear by pressing the one in the comment section below. Okay. Ramel, how's my audio, bro? Is it good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Brothers in the live stream chat, how's the audio, man? Let me know. Let me know, please. Let me know. Have to make sure the quality is good for you, bros. Who's in the building, man? Who's here? Who is here? Let's see over here. Put that on mute. Are we good? I'm checking my sound and okay, we're good. Okay. Thank you, Tyrant. Thank you, Visionary. Okay, awesome. So let's get straight into it, okay? So in today's stream, right, as you know, obviously same rules apply. Please support the channel, super chats, PayPal donations, join the Patreon, book your consultations, copy t-shirt, copy merch, that'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, after the stream, we'll be doing a kick crash out session, okay? And we'll see what IP's in the crash out about on kick only, okay? And the kick link is pinned on the live stream chat. But in today's stream, right, okay, I've got a very special brother here today to speak about his life in Vietnam. And he's going to break down business, living there, woman, dating, the whole nine yard, okay? Mr. Ramel, how you doing, bro? Welcome back. You good?
Respect, IP. I'm very, very good. Thanks for having me back. How are
Awesome,
you?
brother. I'm good, brother. I'm good. You always work on this channel, brother. Good to hear from you, brother, and good to have you back on the channel, Ramel. So, Ramel, for those who don't know you, give us a brief intro as to who you are, where you're from, and how you find yourself in Vietnam, bro.
Sure, absolutely. So, my name is Ramel. I'm from the UK, London. I first started traveling back in 2019. So, in 2019, I first moved to China, English teacher. My traveling was short-lived due to the pandemic. Did quite a bit of traveling since then. Spent some time in South Korea, living there. Been to Thailand. Currently living in Vietnam. Also, I was working in IT for a good long while. IP was one of my mentors. Was one of my first IT mentors. Did a consultation with him a few years back. He helped me put my CV together. Gave me a lot of interview advice, which actually really helped. So I think it was about only maybe I'd say about three months after that consultation with IP, I landed my first IT role. I've never done IT before. I studied cloud engineering for about a year and a half. Landed a job roughly around the 2 year mark. And yeah, after IP's consultation, it wasn't a junior role. I was thrown in the deep end straight into cloud engineer position. Did that for a while. Really enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed that challenge. Unfortunately, my particular job, they promised me remote position, but then they changed the terms to remote in the UK. I did really enjoy my IT position, but due to my current situation at the time, I was just really wanted to leave the UK. So I quit that job. I started English teaching as a way to get out. Went back to China, got scammed in China from that job. Stayed in China for about 4 months, and then I made the move to Vietnam. I taught for about 10 months. I've been in Vietnam for about 10 months now, just finished my first teaching contract, and I've segued into starting my own business here. So that's a background about me. So I currently do digital marketing online in Vietnam.
Awesome, and and remember, we need we're gonna ask you to break down, your business for us, etc., later on in the stream, right? Which is great news for you, brother. That IT pathway, leaving the UK in Vietnam, good job now with your own business. We'd love to hear that, bro. So now,
Sure.
brother, we did a part one back in December, right? Classic live stream, brother, almost 5 hours, and I want to say thank you again for the effort and time you give for the channel and for the brothers. It's much appreciated, Ramel. Okay.
Much appreciated, IP. My pleasure.
So, Ramel, you've been in Vietnam for almost a year now. Okay. And it's been 5 months since we last spoke. Had life in Vietnam only gotten better, or the same, or worse, brother?
It only gets better. Honestly, you thought it was good last time. It only gets better. Gets better in different ways. So since the last time we spoke, I told you I lived in a very, very nice apartment for next to nothing. I've since leveled up my living accommodation again. So I've moved to a new apartment, even better, bigger space, bigger quarters apartment now with a private gym in it, swimming pool. So yeah, life is good. I'm just steadily leveling up.
Awesome. Great to hear, bro. Great to hear. So, Romel, like, now let's talk about, because we know what cost of living there. We know about, the culture of Vietnam. You spoke about it back in part one. But what has changed specifically in 5 months since our last conversation for the good, the bad, or ugly, brother, that we should know about at all?
Good question, actually. So yeah, quite a few things have changed. So one thing in particular I'll mention is Vietnam starting to try to, I don't know if strict is the right word, to become more strict or become more organized. I think it's more important to say, yeah, more organized. For example, when I first got to Vietnam last July, it was last year, July 2024. It was almost like no rules here. It's very safe, so you never have to worry about anything in terms of violence or nothing like that. It's extremely safe. I don't think I've ever seen a fight in Vietnam. Actually, no, I have once. It was just drunk foreigners. But as far as Vietnamese people go, I've never seen any violence. No, there's no violence, no fights, nothing of that nature. But it was very unorganized. The traffic here is horrendous, especially in Ho Chi Minh City where I live. Absolutely horrendous, and it's literally chaotic. When I mean chaotic, you have most people's mode of transport here is motorbikes. I'm talking motorbikes driving in the wrong lane, wrong direction. I'm going forward, motorbikes are coming backwards in the same direction. Collisions, crashes. You've got people driving motorbikes on the path walks where people are supposed to be walking, the pedestrian side. It's just absolute chaos. And the way I'm describing it, it might not sound that big of a deal, but when you see it in real life, it's actually chaotic and horrendous. It's not a walkable city. You can barely walk anywhere because of all the motorbikes. And you would literally see like a sea of motorbikes on the pavement. You cannot walk. There's no, even if there's traffic lights, no one obeys traffic laws. Traffic light might be green for you as the pedestrian to walk. You walking across the road in Vietnam is like gambling with your life. It's just a bunch of traffic coming. You got to weave in and out of traffic. But since then, the government's been tightening up since I'd say January, February. So it's around the Tet holiday. So think of Chinese New Year. In Vietnam, they have something similar, but they call it Tet, T-E-T, Tet holiday. It's like Vietnam's version of Chinese New Year. Massive holiday, massive celebration, massive migration. People all over the country will migrate back to their hometowns. So during this time, the government put in new laws, very, very heavy laws with crazy expensive fines. It's to tighten up the traffic laws because it literally got that bad. The way I'm describing it still doesn't paint a picture of how bad it was. So now there's all these fines in place. So if you're caught running red lights, for example, it was so chaotic. There was no laws here. People be running red lights all the time. Now they put in things such as a 10 million dong fine for running red lights, 15 million dong fine for riding on the pedestrian sideways. How does that affect us as foreigners? Not so much, because as a foreigner in a foreign country, you kind of want to be respecting the laws anyway. Don't get yourself in trouble. But how it affects us is that the police absolutely take the mick. They use these new laws as a way to hustle to get more money. So I've noticed a significant increase in police stops. So police will be stopping people for any reason just as a way to try and hustle and get money out of you. I've never been stopped myself, but a lot of my foreign friends have been stopped a lot more. It's just the police trying to hustle to get money out of them. You'd have to pay them off. I guess that could be a good and a bad thing. It's bad because of corruption, but it's also good. For example, living in the UK, if you ever get in trouble with any kind of traffic violation, you can't pay the cops off, and the UK is just going to extort you for as much money as you can. So it's good and bad. Bad because you constantly feel like you're getting hustled, but good in the sense that because my dollar to Vietnamese dong ratio is so strong, I can afford to get out of any trouble by just paying the police off. Yes, it sounds corrupt, but when you use it in your favor, it kind of works. You got, like I said on the last stream, you have to take the good with the bad. There was one situation where I was almost stopped. I didn't actually violate any traffic laws at all. Again, the police officer was just trying to hustle. I stopped at the traffic light. He signaled me over. I knew exactly what he wanted. He was just trying to find an excuse to hustle some money. The light just turned green. I just zoomed off. Luckily, he was standing. He wasn't on his motorbike already, so he didn't have enough time to chase me. I just zoomed off. But if he was on his bike, I probably would have been screwed because they have some pretty advanced motorbikes. They're very fast, so I kind of got lucky in that aspect. So yeah, that's one main change I've noticed in Vietnam. The government's trying to tighten up and get more structure in their country, which is a good thing. But on the lower level, there are officials who abuse that power.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic. Now, Ramel, okay, so thank you for letting me know about that change. Now, in regards to like dating, right? Has there been any change, brother? You know, for you dating in Vietnam? How's that been? Gotten worse, better, or the same? Break it down for us, bro, as the whole aspect of things.
A few big changes for me in terms of dating. So the last time we spoke, I told you I had a rotation of 6. I had 6 girlfriends on the go. To that. You know why I'm laughing? It's crazy because it's almost like I'm about to complain about that, but to like a normal person, it'd be like, what are you talking about? You have 6 girlfriends. What do you have to complain about? But honestly, it sounds better than it is sometimes. It's a lot of management, bro. It's stress. I'm not even gonna lie to you. On the surface, it sounds amazing, but my God, it's a full-time job. Honestly, it's a full-time job. So since then, I've actually cut it back down to, well, 1 at the moment. It was 2, but as of about 3 weeks ago, I'm just dealing with 1 woman right now. But that was very, very strategic and very specific. The main reason is because I sat down and I was thinking about my future, and I knew that I didn't want to teach forever. So I had a few options in front of me, going back to IT, going back to business. I'll get into this part later. I'm just setting up the background for the dating. When I decided to really lock in and build my business, I realized I'm spending way too many hours in a week on women. So I got serious with my life. I started changing my habits. I started tracking everything that's important to me. I track on a daily tracker. I track how much sleep I get. I track how much protein I eat. I track how many hours in the gym I'm doing. Track how many hours I work. What's my income in, income out. I track every single penny, dollar I spend. I started tracking everything. And then over time, I started seeing trends. And by doing this new habit, I was able to make more informed decisions. And I say over about a 2-month span, I started realizing, damn, I'm spending so much time on women. It's ridiculous. I was actually surprised because you'd be surprised. A lot of times it's guesswork. It's guesswork how you're living your life. But since I put this habit in of tracking, I couldn't lie to myself anymore. And you'd be surprised how often we lie to ourselves or misinform ourselves. So when I had that data in front of me, I was in complete shock. I was like, damn, I didn't realize I spend that much time in women. So I made a conscious decision. I said, okay, I'm going to cut the girls off. Like, I've had my fun. I've been in Vietnam for months. I've chopped so many women to keep it PG. It's ridiculous the amount of girls I've dated and run through. And I'm like, you know what? I've had fun. Let's get serious now. I wonder what I could do if I took all that time and energy and put it into my business. So I won't lie to you, IP. It was difficult for me. It was a difficult decision because those women that were my girlfriends, they never done anything wrong. They never got out of pocket. They listened to me. They were feminine. They were respectful. They had low body counts. 2 of them were virgins. So yeah, man, I won't lie, that it hurt my heart to let them go because they didn't do anything wrong, and there was some very difficult conversations, a lot of waterworks, a lot of tears from them, like why I don't understand. And I just said to them, look, I know you didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. It's just I'm at a point in life right now where it's just kingdom building season. I'm in the kingdom building arc right now. I know you won't understand. Maybe you'll understand later. It wasn't an easy conversation to have again, especially when a girl's only been absolutely submissive to you on your program. I felt terrible. It's almost like I rewarded her loyalty by letting her go in the end. But I know it was for a higher purpose. So I had to just suck it up, swallow that pain, and just keep it moving. So I have one woman right now. I had to analyze all of them again. I track everything. This is gonna sound crazy. So I track the amount of time I spent with each girl. I track the amount of we have per week. I track how well she's treating me. I track, is she tripping anytime? Is she starting problems? Any arguments? Any petty stuff? And I just looked at the data, got really, really niche with it. Looked at the data, and I just picked the one who I felt was the most loyal, the most submissive, the most easygoing, the most in love with me. That was a major, major metric I use to judge girls now. I judge girls by how much they like me. That's my number one standard for women now. I only want to deal with women who like me. And when I say like me, you have to really, really, really like me. That's my number one standard for women now, because here in Vietnam, the dating culture is men chase women. It's very Disney here in Vietnam. These women have been sold a Disney program. They live in a fairy tale. Not in the sense of Western women, but Vietnamese women are extremely romantic, very, very romantic. In the sense of a lot of them are very traditional and they like that Prince Charming thing. They sold on the idea that a man's supposed to chase a woman or court a woman, whatever adjective, whatever word you want to use. For me, I flipped the script. So a lot of them, it was a complete paradigm shift dating me because I wouldn't chase them. I wouldn't chase them. And it was the opposite. And they couldn't understand at first. But it was a perfect filter. Because I wasn't chasing, I filtered out women who wouldn't get on my program. By not chasing, those women just naturally disappeared. The ones that stayed, I've had no problems in dating. My dating life has been so easy. Massages without asking. The naughty stuff without asking. Food cooked for me. Constantly touching me, rubbing my back when I'm driving around the city with any one of my girls. Her hands are always on me, hugging me, rubbing my back, rubbing my shoulders at the traffic light. I don't ask for these things. They just do it. The level of submission, the level of love, the level of care I get, it you'd think I'm exaggerating, you'd think I'm lying if you didn't experience it yourself, but that's how I got this. That's my number one filter, is only deal with women who really like you. So yeah, that's been my dating life so far. So yeah, I'm down to the one, and it's been good so far. I won't lie though, only yesterday I had to check her though. I had to check her. She tried to get fresh, and as much as I'm saying how amazing these women are, they're still women. Yes, they're much better than Western women, but women are still women. And every now and again, they'll try and test you with some stuff, but you just keep your frame strong. And yeah, for the most part, everything's well, man. She's on my program. She's in the gym now. She's training in the gym like 3 times a week, you know, trying to get sexy for your boy. All her friends know it. All her friends notice. Her mom went to her. Even her mom said to her a few weeks ago, like, damn, you're getting skinny. Mom's hating. I told her, nah, babes, you're not getting skinny. You're getting sexy. Don't watch that. Yeah. So, yeah, bro. Dating is good right now. I can't lie, man. I'm living well. I'm living like a king. I went from 6 to 1, but I'm still happy.
Brother, you mentioned checking. So what happened there? And how do you check a Vietnamese chick, brother? How did she test you? And how did you, like, check it completely? Like, no, you can't be doing that. How would you actually communicate that? Is it in a harsh way? Is it in a calm way? Break it down for me, bro.
Sure. I say it's whatever the situation calls for, but my default with my woman, I'll be honest with you, let me say this. I'm going to say a few different things. I personally believe that romance is a lost art. I'm extremely romantic with my women. And it's not simping. It's not, because what is simping? Simping is an unequal value exchange. If you're constantly giving to a woman, this is simping in my model. Okay, you met a woman, you want to get her, you're taking her out on dates, you're buying dinner for her, you're leading with the bag. You're leading with the bag. She don't really like you. And I said this to one of my friends in Vietnam. I won't say his name. He's probably gonna watch this stream because I put him onto your channel. This guy, every time he meets a new girl, whether on Bumble or in person, first thing he does is he tries to show off a certain lifestyle that he can't upkeep. Now, he lives in one of the most affluent areas in Ho Chi Minh City. So as soon as girls just even hear his apartment complex, it's like panties are going to drop already, just off the back of the strength of where he lives, because he lives in a very luxury area, which is cool, you know. But then he'll be booking dates at the most expensive restaurants for the first date. He'll be buying a bunch of flowers and stuff for the first date. And I sat him down and I said, my bro, stop doing that. Like, I know you like to like romance and court women and that's your game, and that's cool. I'm not telling you not to do that. But bro, she has to earn it. She has to earn it, my bro. Why do you think your relationships never last and you always end up complaining sad afterwards? Because he always complains and feels like every girl he meets, he feels like they don't appreciate him enough. They don't show enough appreciation. And I said, well, you never required her to. You never gave her any tests. You never gave her any hoops to jump through. Women are always giving men all these hoops to jump through. You need to flip the script and reverse engineer that. Me, I don't take no girl to dinner dates on the first date. In fact, I don't even do drinks anymore. I used to go to drinks. You know what I do right now? I only do things that I want to do in line with my values. I'm very into self-development. I'll tell a chick, hey, we're going to go to the library. You're going to go book shopping with me. We're going to pick out a book. Or we'll just go sit by the river, chill at the coffee shop, and just, yeah, chill and chat. And I never used to like coffee shop dates before. I used to think, that's boring. But now I actually really like them. And the reason why I like them is because if a girl's willing to just sit down with a little cheap coffee, that leads me to know, okay, potentially she really likes me. And this is my model. I only deal with women who really like me. You're not here for the money I'm spending. You're not here for the fancy dinner I'm taking you on. You're here for me to get to know me. So, yeah, that's what I showed him. That's what I tried to show him. In terms of going back to check-in, so with my girl, she's so submissive, she's so feminine to the point that if she goes a day without hearing from me, she's panicking. If she doesn't hear from me for a day, she's panicking. But I don't go a day without talking to her. She'll hear from me every day, but the volume of how much she hears from me changes. And I let her know straight up. I said, hey, babes, this is the program. This is what we're on right now. I told her, I was like, within a year, you and me are going to be living a very different kind of lifestyle. I already live in a nice apartment. We got the gym, we got the pool. I said to her, babes, it's not enough. For you, this is high class living to Vietnamese standards. I told her, we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to take over the city. And we're going to be making the kind of money that you couldn't even fathom. And I said, babes, what's that going to take though? I said, listen, it's going to be a lot of times where I'm not going to be able to like get back to you straight away. I'm going to be locked in working 16, 18-hour days. I need you to understand that. Don't cause no problems in terms of constantly asking me, where are you? What are you doing? You know I'm working. Don't cause problems when you don't hear from me. So I did tell her, I communicated that to her in a loving way. It got to the point where we worked together, by the way. That's how I met her. She's one of my teaching assistants. So yeah, one day, man, I was working. I was deep in work. I had a prospect I was talking to. I had to do some free work for him. I was working with him on a trial basis before we signed a contract together. And it was a lot of work, man, a lot of work. I was on a tight deadline. So one day she was messaging me. My phone was on do not disturb. I was completely locked in. By the time I turned my phone back on, it was 1 a.m. I look at my phone, I just see a barrage of messages. Not disrespectful, but she's getting in her feelings and complaining. She's like, hey, I just want an update from you. You can't just spare like 5 minutes to message me back. And even though she's not being disrespectful, I still didn't like it. Something about it rubbed me the wrong way. So I had a conversation with her the next day. I pulled her to the side. We went to the coffee shop. And how I check her, I don't need to get, angry or anything like that with my girls. I'm firm. I'm firm but kind but firm. I just told her, look, babes, I told you one time. The first time's a mistake. The second time's a decision. So the first time was a mistake. So don't let this happen again. And I told her straight up, I told her very honestly, if I ask you not to do something and you continue to do it, the first time's a mistake, the second time's a decision, I will leave you. I just told her very straight up, very calm face. And then I just kissed her on the forehead afterwards. And I said, we're going to go back to work. Come, let me buy you a juice. And she looked at me like, huh? And I said, no, I'm dead serious. I was like, don't let me repeat myself. If this continues, if you constantly do things that I asked you calmly not to do, I will leave you. She's like, what do you mean for something so small? I said, to you, it's small, but to me, it's not small because I told you I'm building an empire right now and I can't afford any distractions. And I need the energy around me to be peaceful. If it's not 100% support, if it's not peace, and I told her, babes, it's not that I'm being mean. It's because I love you so much. If there's problems with you and me, I know myself. My whole day's messed up. I can't focus. I can't focus when we got problems. And that just shows the level of love and the level of position you have in my life. If things go wrong with me and you, I'm completely distracted. And I would rather let you go than to allow any distractions with what I'm trying to build right now. And since I put it to her like that, she saw I was dead serious and she realized, like, damn, this guy would really leave me and prioritize his business. He would leave me if I cause any kind of distraction or anything like that. So no, now she knows, bro. It has to be a complete supportive energy. No distractions, no hating. If you ain't supporting the growth of the kingdom, you can't be in the kingdom.
Ramon's an effing legend, man. Flipping heck. I have to salute that, bro. Fantastic, bro. Brothers, you hear that, brothers? The way Ramel spoke about how he checked his woman, the way he spoke about how he doesn't simp like that. This is game level, man. Amazing, Ramel. Awesome, bro. So, Ramel, now you said that when you were picking your woman, right? I'm going to assume that looks didn't even play a part. I know looks is important, right? You said you picked the woman that was most supportive, who liked you for you, right? Really liked you. So you're saying, bro,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't. So looks. So if she was 10 out of 10 in looks, right? 10 out of 10 in looks, but her support is a bit on and off. But another girl is like 6 out of 10 in looks, right? But she really loves you. You picked a 6 out of 10 girl, right? Is that what you're saying, bro?
Any day, bro, any day. And personally, I think this is the number one mistake that a lot of guys make. See, I'm gonna say most, because I truly believe this. Most people are so obsessed with looks, and that's not bad. Like, I'm not gonna hate a guy for wanting, like, a baddie or a good-looking chick or a beautiful woman. We all want something nice to look at, and there's nothing wrong with that. But man, maybe I'm just getting older now, man. Maybe I'm getting older. I've done many streams with UIP, and you probably noticed like little tweaks in the way I talk compared to 3 years ago when I spoke about China and Korea and my time with women. Yeah, bro, looks are important, and I like a beautiful woman. I'm in the gym all the time. I'm ripped. I'm healthy. I like a sexy woman, but it's not the most important thing. And this is where guys are losing, man. You're so focused on what that woman looks like. This is how you end up simping. This is how you end up in situations where you feel like you're getting used. You feel like you're not getting the appreciation you want because you're leading with the bag. She don't really like you. She don't really like you. She likes what you can do for her because that's what you led with. Me, my woman gets anything, but she earned that for about, man, for months. I didn't buy her no gifts. I didn't do no expensive dinners, nothing. I do that now. She gets everything because I know she's really rocking with me for me. So yeah, man, forget that. The 10 out of 10 baddie that everyone wants, they want the baddie so bad. No, bro. Don't go after who you want. Go after who really wants you. And my philosophy now is I'm not looking for my dream woman, bro. I'm looking for the woman who I'm her dream man. You understand? Because that woman will do anything for you. Anything. She's gonna be so submissive to you. If you truly want submission, don't go after the woman you want. Go after the woman that wants you, not the woman that's your dream, the woman that you're her dream man. She won't cause problems for you. She will love you endlessly. She will do anything for you, anything. And if you truly want to experience what it's like to really, really live like a king, that's the way to do it. You're gonna have to stop looking at looks and look at who really wants you. That's the way you're gonna get the king level treatment. And secondly, bro, the kind of man I am, I can upgrade a girl, man. I can upgrade a girl. So it's not like I'm gonna go for no busted girl. She's gonna be at least a 7. And guess what? I live in Vietnam, bro. This place has some of the most gorgeous women in Asia. Vietnamese women are beautiful, bro. Oh my days. Vietnamese women are sexy. On average, most women walking around here are at least a 7. At least a 7. In the UK, you're not seeing 7s like that just on the road everywhere. Here, I step outside of my house, there's at least 7s everywhere. I said on the last Vietnam stream, I call Ho Chi Minh City bums and bikes because all you just see is nice bums and bikes. There's at least a 7 everywhere. And there's baddies too. You get the 8s, 9s, and 10s. But on average, like a lot of Vietnamese girls, you're gonna find at least a 7. So there's a lot of pretty beautiful women here, and you just put her on your program. You can, man, I can elevate any girl. And the kind of man I am, the mindset I am, it's impossible for a woman to be around me and not elevate. My girl now, she's tracking her standards. She's in the gym 3-4 times a week. She's fit. You know what I mean? She's reading books now. She's leveling up. She just opened up an investment account for herself, investing, coming away from her parents' money, because she's always been the princess in her family. Her parents are taking care of everything. And she felt like she didn't have enough freedom in her life. She's 27 years old with her parents, her bike from her dad, the roof over her head, her parents. Besides the little money she makes from her teaching job, everything's from her parents. And she felt that her parents controlled everything. So I said, all right, babes, let's put some systems in place where you can gain back your independence while still being respectful to your parents. So I've showed her how to operate and manage money, how to start saving, how to start investing. She's pretty anyway. My girl is absolutely gorgeous. She's one of the prettiest girls that was in the office. So a lot of the dudes in the office be hating that she's with me. So she naturally had a pretty face anyway. Now she's got the 10-10 body to match with it. Like any girl around me, her life's gonna elevate. So yeah, number one thing, pick the girl who really likes you. It's easy to elevate her. If you're so worried about the looks, get her in the gym, get her on a program. The looks can improve easy. But a woman who really likes you and treats you like a king, that's hard to come by, my brother.
Amazing, amazing, Ramel. And so you mentioned kingdom building, and that's the segue into the business part, right? I got one more question, brother, right? And before we go into business and the whole kingdom building stuff, your business, what you're doing there, how others can reach out to you, clients, etc., brother. Diet, right? Brother, you said you hit a lot. Actually, no, actually, two questions, right? How did you track all that data? Was it an app or was you write it down on pen and paper?
No, I use an app. So I use Notion, an app called Notion, and I create my own templates. IP, I'll give it. I'll show you later. Anyone else? It's gotten to the point where, you know what, IP, I agree with you. You know, sorry. Quick side note, like a lot of things you say on your stream before, I personally have come to the conclusion that people don't value what they get for free. People do not value what they get for free. A lot of
Mm,
the way I speak, a lot of the game I get, it's because of mentorship, bro. I realize that if I want to get ahead in life, and if I want to get ahead in the life quicker, you need mentors.
mm,
Mentorship is literally the cheat code to everything. It's the cheat code to achieving everything you want. IPU was my mentor for IT. I excelled beyond so many other people doing IT, not because I'm the smartest, not because I'm the most talented, but because I know how to listen and I know how to follow instruction. I paid for mentorship with IT, I got results. Guys, you need mentorship. Same with business, maybe even with dating. I don't know, whatever it is you need, mentorship. So one of my mentors, he told me you need to start tracking everything, because if you ain't tracking, you're slacking. And yeah, if you don't have the data, you can't make informed decisions. So I use Notion. I'll give that away. The website is called Notion. But how I created that template, IP, I'll show you later. Anyone else, you're going to have to book a call to get the information. I'll tell you the what, but the how you have to pay for. And I agree with IP. People don't value what they get for free. And too many people are want for nothing people. And no, when you put some investment up first, chances are you're actually going to do the work and see it through, because you've got skin in the game now.
Absolute facts, bro. Absolute facts. Appreciate that, Ramel. Ramel, so last question here before we go into business part and kingdom building. Your diet, Ramel, so you eat high protein. I know you're a very fit guy in terms of muscle, working out, martial arts. Brother, what do you eat in Vietnam in the morning, evening, and night, brother? Tell me your protein intake. What do you eat
So I've kind
every
of
day,
changed
brother?
up my sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, bro.
Oh, I've kind of changed up my diet right now. So I only eat one real meal a day. I'm on the 1 meal a day thing right now. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best diet. I don't know. You got to figure out what's right for you. But I'll say it's the best for me right now. And the reason why I believe it's the best for me right now is because I'm putting in crazy hours right now. So I haven't completely gotten to the point where I've quit the 9 to 5 life, but I'm getting very close to it. So I wake up early every day. I wake up around 5 a.m. every day. I'll work out first thing in the morning, and then I'll meditate after I shower. I'll put in about 2 hours of deep work into my business. Then I go to work, do my teaching. Once my morning lessons are done, lunchtime, I have another 2 hours. I don't stay in the office. I go to the coffee shop. I put in another 2 hours of deep work. I go do my afternoon lessons. After work, I quickly clock out. It's back to the coffee shop. I'll put in maybe 4 or 5 hours of another bit of deep work, hit the gym, come back. And for me, because I have to do so much output, when I eat during the day, if I eat big meals, I feel sluggish. I feel a little tired. We call it the itis, whatever. But
Hmm.
I actually feel slower and I feel more brain fog. With being in that state of hunger, it is difficult and it is annoying. People talk about getting hangry, that little anger, that annoying feeling that comes with being angry. I turn that into fuel, kind of like no fap. Some people believe in no fap, some people don't. But it's just all energy. That annoying, angry feeling you get from not eating, it's energy. It's actually just energy. I see it for what it is. And if you can just take that energy and fuel it into some work, it's a superpower. So yeah, one, it stops me from feeling sluggish, not eating so many meals. And two, that slight annoyance is energy I can use from fuel. Kind of like no fat. When you're not choking the chicken, that frustration you feel from not having a release, it's just energy. And if you can just channel that energy, transmute it, it becomes a superpower if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, the lack of release will drive you crazy, because you're not going to out discipline biology.
Wow. So 1 meal a day, is that meal like a lot of protein in that meal, rice, chicken, vegetables?
Yeah, mostly protein. So in the evening, once most of my work is done, I'll eat mostly meat. I'm not gonna say I don't eat carbs. I do eat carbs, but not a lot. I'll have mostly meat, protein, some carbs, and avocados. I swear by avocados. Healthy fats, good fats, gives you energy, and avocados are a cheat code for getting abs. If you want to get ripped, I'm telling you, avocados is a cheat code. So good fats, little bit of carbs for energy, and mostly protein. But throughout the day, I have a lot of fresh fruit juice, because you still need energy. So I get natural sugars from watermelon juice. I get electrolytes from coconut water. And if any days where I'm really feeling hungry and I just need to fill up a little bit, I'll opt in for smoothies, avocado and bananas, avocado and banana a smoothie, mango smoothie. If I need something heavier, I'll have smoothies. And if there are any days where I feel like, okay, I really actually feel like I need to just feel the sensation of eating something, it will only be fruit. If I do need to eat, it will only be fruit during the day. But in terms of actual meals, it will just be one meal a day in the evening.
Whoa, brother. So have you not lost a lot of weight, bro? Are you like 50 kg right now, Ramel? Whoa.
Actually, no, man. I'm still very, very jacked and ripped because I always train. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the science behind it to explain it. I just know trial and error. I'm the trial and error guy. I will always try and test things. And I've been looking at this model I've been doing this for about 3, 4 months now. And still very jacked, still muscular, haven't lost weight. I still got high protein intake, and yeah, no, it hasn't afforded me to lose weight in any way. No, still jacked, still big, still strong.
Awesome, awesome, Ramel. So now, Ramel, for the next an hour, not 50 minutes, let's talk about kingdom, okay? Well, if you can last that long, okay? But you mentioned kingdom building, you mentioned business multiple times, you mentioned your segue from teaching English in schools to now kingdom building. But my first question to you, Ramel, is what do you mean by kingdom building now? What kind of business are you doing? Break it down for us, brother. The floor is yours, bro.
Sure. Okay, so for me, I make a decent salary here teaching English in Vietnam. When I say decent, I mean decent by Vietnamese standards. In Vietnam, I probably earn 4 times more than the average Vietnamese person, 4 or 5 times more. That's very high. So I'm quite I don't like to use the class system, but I'd say more. I'm not even middle class. I'm beyond middle class here in Vietnam, just on the salary I have. But I'm thinking more international. And although I see myself staying in Vietnam for a very long time, I still want to be able to have the freedom to move on whim. I don't have the freedom to move on whim. So yeah, a lot of people come here to teach English and they live very, very good lives. But for me personally, just a personal thing, it's not enough for me. I still don't feel free. And freedom to me means being able to dive deeper into my interests when I want, whenever I want. I don't feel like I have the freedom to learn new skills, dive into my hobbies, dive into my interests. I love martial arts. I want to pursue my black belt in jiu-jitsu. I want to spend more time training Muay Thai. I want to travel more. I love learning languages. I've always been the language learning guy. If I want to book a flight to Japan just on a whim, I'll just say, I'm going to Japan this weekend. I can't do that right now because I have to factor in work, coming back, and these things. So for me, freedom to me is the ability to do what I want when I want. So for me, living a comfortable life, getting a high income, it just wasn't enough for me personally. Others it is. I can only speak on me. So I started thinking, damn, okay, what can I do to usher in, to bridge the gap between where I am now and where I want to be? And also, this is just a personality thing, my personality. I like ownership. So I said, I want to own something. I want to own my time. I don't want to have to answer to a manager or answer to a boss. I want to be able to own my own time. So I started Googling high income skills. I realized I need a skill. And yes, I could go back to IT because that is a high income skill and I highly recommend it as well. So if you're a person who's into freedom and also thinks like me, wants to do your own thing, IT is also a great way to do that. It's a high income skill. You learn something like cloud engineering, Python, coding, systems testing, all these high income skills you have. You can be a consultant for big businesses. It's not always just working for a company. There are ways where you can take back your freedom using IT. You can learn a high income skill, become the best at it, leverage your knowledge. You can make money on different ways. You can make money by what you do, like a job, what you know, like a high income skill, and then who you are, building your own personal brand. Those are 3 ways you can make money. So what you do, what you know, and who you are. In the IT game, for example, start off in a job, get a very high paying job. That's what you do. then you can make money of what you know. Leverage your knowledge. Start doing consulting for businesses. Then you buy back your time to be your own boss, and then you can build your own brand, who you are. So for me personally, the skill I chose was digital marketing. I'm a copywriter. So I decided to learn the skill of copywriting. I joined a mentorship program with a six-figure digital marketer in the States. I flew through the course, I learned a lot, and then I started putting it into the real world, reaching out to prospects, reaching out to people who already have established businesses or established brands, and I write copy for them.
Awesome, Ramel. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, Ramel, a lot to unpack here, right? And I think I'm sure you have you're going to say more, but I think there's two things here or several things, right? Ramel, what can you offer for people who are listening to the stream right now or after the stream who may have businesses or planning a business? Because like you said, Ramel, I think having a business, right, is freedom, right? And you're definitely in the right track there. And I know you personally, you are very hardworking, you're very intelligent, right? And I've seen some of your work so far, and it's incredible. And there may be people watching the stream right now who have a business or want to start a business. And if you have a business or want to start one, reach out to Ramel. I've seen his work recently. I'm like, yo, this guy is on one. Okay. So Ramel, on that part there, right? Break it down for me.
Sure. Thank you, brother. So I specialize in mainly email marketing and writing sales pages. So I'll give it very briefly, A lot of content creators, let's say YouTube, for example, or let's go with YouTube to keep it simple. So a lot of content creators, their focus is on creating content, and they might have a large following, a good brand, built up a solid brand for themselves. So most of their focus is on content creation. They might even already have products, coaching, consultations that also make a lot of money for them. Email marketing. So here's what email is for. Email is a way to own the relationship with your audience. With a lot of content creators, you think of it as being on a treadmill. Once you stop running, the game's over. Look at it like a borrowed relationship. YouTube, Instagram, they own the relationship. You have to factor in a lot with algorithms. You have to always be careful of the content you there's a lot of parameters put on you, a lot of parameters you have to work within. The power of email and email marketing is that you own that relationship now. So it doesn't mean segue away from Instagram, YouTube. No, you keep those things. It's all a funnel. It's all a funnel to get eyes on your work. But with email, you own the relationship, and it gives you more of a direct channel from you to your audience. And it's also hyper personalized. One of the ways I realized to really, really make money in this game is people need to, one, know, like, and trust you. When people know, like, and trust you, they're more willing to buy from you. And I think the mistake that a lot of content creators make that I've seen from studying is that they pitch too much. They pitch, buy this, which is not bad. Everyone wants to make money. Of course we do. But there's a way to do it with more subtly and with finesse. You always want people to know, like, and trust you. And the way to do that is by constantly giving out free value. For example, take IP, for example. All the streams he does, this is complete free value that you brothers are getting. Years of work. How long you had your channel for now, IP? Over like 10 years?
Over 10 years, bro.
Over 10 years. That's 10 years of constant free value. So people who opt into your YouTube page, they're constantly getting value. What countries are the best place to go to? Breakdowns on countries. All your guests, they're getting restaurants to go to, bars to go to, best place to get hotel, where the best women, whatever you're into, you know where to go for Asian women, it's for Latino women, how to move and shake in these countries. And that's just the free value. So someone coming in and getting so much free value, naturally they might, if they get truly get so much free value from you, naturally they're gonna think, okay, if I'm getting all this game from the free stuff, I wonder what I'd get from the paid version. So email just allows you to nurture that audience and build that trust more. So what I do is, a lot of content creators, they don't understand how to properly do email marketing. A lot of them just do it very randomly. It's very random. So I'm working with a couple content creators right now, and I highlighted to some, they didn't realize how many of their emails in their newsletter are hitting spam and promotions. And I told them, hey, that's a lot of money you're leaving on the table. So what I do is I come in. If you don't have an email sequence already, I will build that for you. If you do already have one, I'll analyze the data on it. I'll see your click and open rate. Why this matters is because the more of your emails that goes into spam or promotions tab, that's hurting your deliverability rate. And then think of deliverability rate like a credit score for your emails. The worse it gets, the harder it's going to be to get a loan, to have any kind of benefit. And with that being said, with your delivery rate being low, you're reaching less of your audience. By reaching less of your audience, that's less engagement. Less engagement means less eyes on your content. Less eyes on your work means more money on the table. Now, on average, with having an email sequence, you're usually gonna get about, on average, a 2 to 5% increase in revenue. Now, 2 to 5% increase in revenue, that might not sound like much to the average person, but when you're factoring in big businesses, let's say you have an email list of 300,000 at just 2%, that's an extra 6,000 profit in your pocket every month. At just 5%, that's an extra £15,000 in profit in your pocket every month. And you can even push that to 10%. So you do the maths, that's a lot of revenue. That's a lot of money being left on the table. So that's the service that I provide, optimizing email marketing campaigns for businesses, content creators, writing sales pages. So that's the work that I do. And to break it down even further, just a little bit longer, there's a lot of strategy and formula that goes into writing high converting email campaigns and email sequences. You have to know how to write good welcome sequences. I'm talking with a different content creator right now. His first email that ever came to me was just all promotion, 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 promotion. And I said, imagine the typical audience member. They've signed up to your email newsletter because they trust you. They've seen your content. They feel like they're getting value. The first thing you're doing when they sign up is asking them buy, buy, buy. You're losing trust. You're losing credibility. So I show content creators and businesses how to nurture that relationship to build trust. And in the long run, on the back end, that's how you cash in.
Amazing, amazing, Ramel. Ramel, there'll be people listening to this stream right now, right, who want to do what you're doing or have you as, as a client to do work for them, right? You never know, Ramel. What's the best way for them to reach out to you and get in touch with you, bro?
Sure. So if you want to hop on a call with me, if you've got a business or if you've got content and you want to strategize and put in a strategy to either build yourself an email campaign or optimize your current email campaign, you can just reach out to me on email. You can email me. I'll put it in the chat at ramelwrites@gmail.com. I'll write it in the chat. So Ramel, my name, Writes, WRITES, ramelwrites@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll wait for you to put in the chat, bro, so I can put on the screen, please.
Okay, bear with me.
Brother, this is incredible game. I know Ramel, I've seen his progression over the last couple of years, like from IT, right? He killed it in IT, obviously. Now to going to China, then Vietnam, having a well-paying teaching job, now doing what he does right now. Yeah, this is incredible, right? And he's doing the passport bro thing extremely well, and I'm very proud of him. And I'm saying to you, if you want to reach out to him for anything, whatever questions or to help you out with something, please reach out to him. Ramon, he's a good brother. Okay, I vouch for him. I really do. Okay, and I've seen his work, and his work that he sent to me was incredible. So I vouch for Ramel's quality of work, consistency, intelligence. He is the guy. Okay, and if you know anyone as well that could actually use remote services, please give that email over to remote too. Okay. No, can you write in the private chat so I can put in the because it's not coming up.
Oh, it's not coming. Oh, how about now?
No, put it in the private chat.
Okay.
and I'll put it on the screen.
Okay, sure thing. I'll do that right now.
Incredible. So what Ramel does that, right? Like, and I think I've got to do more streams about freedom, about quality of life, about how to break out the matrix. IT is one way, and Ramel's shown us another way too, right? There's other options too. I've asked for IT, Ramel's done IT, did great. Now you see something else that's also great. Okay, cool, fantastic. Okay, now I'm saying, brothers, okay, find what you want to do and see examples of it being happening. So you can see IT has given brothers like Theo and other brothers freedom. Now you see in Ramel, he's getting freedom by what he's doing right now. I'm telling you how to reach out to Ramel. Okay, so here's Ramel's email over here in the chat. I'll put on the screen as well. So if you want to reach out to Ramel, okay, for questions, for anything in regards to this, please do so. There is ramelwrites@gmail.com. So I got another question for you, Ramel, right? And it's now in terms of let's say how are you finding clients, bro? Are you DMing them on IG? Are you flying out to Miami to speak to them one-on-one? Go on, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going Miami. That's 304 Central. And bro, to be honest, man, I have Miami here in Vietnam. You just go to Da Nang. That's Vietnam's version of Miami, but without the ratchet.
Oh man.
But yeah, to answer your question, so when I first started, it was mainly doing outreaches via Instagram or cold emails. So cold emails or Instagram. And again, I'm all about systems, being very systematized. So I track everything. I created another system, another tracker using Notion. I have a tracker that tracks how many outreaches I do per day, how I outreach them, the time spent, the value given to potential clients, and it's already started to yield dividends for me. So I'm currently working with a few prospects at the moment. So it's mainly been through reaching out via IG or finding their email on YouTube and sending an email. And now I'm starting to get some referrals also for the work I've done with some clients already. So referrals is a new avenue in which I'm starting to get clients. But the main bulk of it has been YouTube, finding their email, or cold approach via Instagram, and currently referrals.
Awesome, bro. Ramel, so is there anything else you want to speak about in regards to what you're doing before we open up the phone lines? And if you were missing, and if you want to speak on longer, the floor is yours, bro.
Sure. Also, so not only in terms of the copywriting that I do, but also the automations. Also, if you need management of your newsletter, your email marketing campaign, this stuff goes deep. And I'm actually so grateful that I actually have an IT background, because a lot of these email marketing campaigns is building pipelines. And you guys who are familiar with tech, you know about automations, you know about building pipelines. Automation is the key. Every single business needs automation. Everything is moving away from working manually. Even with coding, it's all about automations. So if you can build pipelines, if you can do automation, you are the guy in the IT field and you're getting hired. Everything's moving away from manual. Even when I was doing my cloud courses with Theo, so many times we spoke about the power of automation. So having this tech background is allowed me to have the quick success I've had so far in my email marketing campaigns that I'm doing for clients already, because I come in and show them how to stop manually writing emails themselves, stop hiring a cheap guy, and I don't mean no disrespect, a cheap bad copywriter in the Philippines to write bad copy. One, hire a person who actually is good at copywriting, and two, knows how to put technical systems in place that prints money on demand for you. So that's a very technical side of it as well that people don't see. So I'm very grateful for my IT skills in the past. That's extremely come in handy when it comes to the pipelines and automation building.
Awesome. Jason J says here, I run a remote cleaning business, currently 13K MRR profit. Sipping juice in Singapore, LOL. Might visit Vietnam soon. Jason J, feel free to reach out to Ramel again for links, business opportunities, or maybe help out with some things there, Jason J. And Jason J, reach out to me on IG as well, brother. Let's get you on a stream about Singapore. That'd be great, bro. Okay. Awesome stream so far, Ramel. Ramel, shall I open up the phone lines, bro?
Sure, definitely. Jason, that's amazing, man. Respect to you, man. I always love to see a brother hustling, doing his thing. I think from your business model, maybe you could do email marketing, but you might benefit from a sales page. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, hit me up. We can discuss getting a sales page put together for you. But respect to you, brother. And I'd love to reach out to me. I'd love to hear about your adventures in Singapore. I've got plans on going to Singapore around September. I've got some unfinished business there, an ex-girlfriend I need to visit. Plus, I've always just wanted to visit the place. It looks beautiful.
Let's go, bro. Jason, reach out to Ramel, please. All right, please. So, let's open up the phones. Okay. So, if you have any questions about Vietnam or the business Ramel does, now's the time. Okay, Ramel is a busy man. Things are only going up for him. So, if I say if you can't call in now, the email is on the screen of the stream. Right, email Ramel, reach out to him. This is a golden opportunity. Again, I vouch for Ramel, and I don't vouch for much people on this channel, but I definitely vouch for Ramel. His hard work, consistency. He's very intelligent. He basically dominated IT, and now he's dominating what he's doing right now with email marketing. All right, so he is your guy. Okay, IP vouches for Ramel. So brothers, call in right over here. Link is in the live stream chat. Yeah, okay, awesome. So okay, now Ramel, we can always refer back to the business part if you want to. Let's talk about the future of your business, right? Where you see in 5 years, in 10 years, brother. Break it out for us.
Sure. So I've got some goals in mind already. So I've broken my goals down. So by September, I'll quit teaching by September. I'm already on the path to that. So that's my first goal. I'll quit teaching by September. Next goal, by January 2026, I'm going to move into my dream apartment. I've already lived in a very, very nice apartment. But the place I mentioned earlier, where my friend lives in, the one Mr. Buy Flowers on the first date, he's definitely going to watch this and clown me for calling him out on that. But yeah, it's a place in D1 in Ho Chi Minh City called Vin Homes. Very affluent, very beautiful apartments. They've recently got a new building there. It's absolute luxury, beautiful. Vin Homes, you can check it out. Vin Homes Golden River in Vietnam. So I want the penthouse there. That's my goal. I want the penthouse in Vin Homes Golden River, District 1, Saigon. So that's my goal for 2026. Next goal, by next year summer, retire mum. That's
Awesome.
probably the most important goal I have. Retire mum. I want to give her a stipend of a few thousand every month. Mum, you ain't working no more. Next, retire the mother. And then after that, scale. Those are my main 3 goals for the next year. After next year, August, it's all about scaling. 10,000 a month, 15,000, 20,000. It's just scaling afterwards.
Awesome. Let's make sure we all help Ramel reach that. Okay. So again, if you know anyone that can use Ramel services, please refer them to Ramel. Okay. Again, I vouch for Ramel and his quality of work. And I'm not just saying that because I know him, but he sent me some work the other day, and I was greatly impressed. Okay. So please, again, if you know anyone that can use Ramel services, do it right now. Now, so before I bring in Jam, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you're not sure. Before I bring in Jam, right? Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Jam. Ramel is certified. He left the UK, right? He dominated IT, right? He passed multiple certs, okay? He killed it in his IT role. He's in Vietnam, day in a baddie, right? And he's doing what he's doing right now. So he's certified. And I've seen his journey over the years, right? From the UK brother to where he is right now in Vietnam. He's out there living the dream. Okay. If you want to do what he's doing, or if you want to be a client of his, reach out to him, bro. Okay. Let me bring in Jam in the background. Okay. What's going on, Jam? You good, bro?
Yeah, man. I was actually getting ready to go out because it's a Friday night here in Brazil. But Ramel's on. Saw that, and he's a he's a legend, but he doesn't really join too often. So I had to join just because I've seen this guy's growth as well. I've seen all of his streams. I've seen his China stream, his Korea streams. He's actually the first streams that I watched when I first discovered your channel. So I've kind of seen his journey. I do want to start with one thing though, and I find it admirable what you're doing, but I gotta comment on this because P mentioned this before, and I just feel like I've noticed it with every upstanding black man, like every man like us that is trying to put a future, it's always this thing that comes up, and the whole like retiring your mom thing, right? I call that the black tax because every black upstanding person I know is giving money back to their parents. Like, I don't see that with any other group of people. I have a lot of friends that are Asian, Indian, white, because I major in engineering. They dominate that field. And I haven't heard anyone say that, oh, I'm giving money to my parents, I'm doing this. In fact, I've heard the reverse. I've heard, oh, my parents help me with this. My parents help me put a down payment on a house. My parents give me this car. But every single time, and this is what I'm saying, this is what holds us back. Every single time, it's like, oh, I got to retire my mom, or I got to retire my parents, I got to do this. And that just... I don't know. It's just unfortunate, but what I will say though is I'm glad that you enjoyed Vietnam. It kind of sucks because I'm looking into Vietnam, but unfortunately, the visa situation is not too good unless you work, right? Yeah, so that's I was looking into it. Because I wanted to buy a condo in Thailand for a year because it's just so cheap. So I might as well just buy one when I go out there. I want to go to Vietnam, but unfortunately, like I said, unless you work there, there's not you can't really stay long term there. So I want to know, since you're going to quit, since you plan on quitting your job in September, do you plan on staying in Vietnam? Like, how do you plan on maintaining your status in Vietnam?
Good question. Well, firstly, hello, brother, and thank you for your kind words, and thank you for following along with the journey. I really appreciate that. Very quickly, with what you said about the retiring mom, I completely understand you. And for the most part, I agree with you, actually. I agree with you. I think you make some really, really potent points. And that is something that's drawn into the black community. I do agree with that. Where I'm concerned, though, I don't really see it from the programming in the black community aspect. For me personally, I do agree with you, though. Let me make that clear. I do agree with you. But for me, that's more of a very personal decision. Not so much because I feel that's something I have to do. That's more something I want to do. It's very personal. I want to do that. And that's more based on the things that I've seen me and my mother go through. So we're from Jamaica. I've seen my mom go through things. Yes, granted, a lot of the things we went through, I didn't have a good childhood. And that was a lot down to her own poor decisions. But she's not a bad mother. And I realized I had a lot of hate for my mom over many years, a lot of hate. And I left home very young, about 20, got kicked out of the house. And I'd say the last 5-6 years, I've been rebuilding that relationship with my mom. And now that we have a level of respect where she sees me as not just her son, her little baby boy, but as a peer, I sit down and now I can have conversations with my mom and we talk to each other as peers. And I've come to find in recent years that she's actually rather a very interesting and amazing woman. And I see her not just as my mother, but as my friend. And she's very close to me. So that's a personal decision. That's something I want to do for me. And even with retiring her, that comes after taking care of me first. I can only overfill my cup when my cup is already full. So the plan is to take care of me first, then take care of mom. But that's just me personally. But I also do agree with you in our communities. That's something we're told we're supposed to do. But with me, I've just reverse engineered it to more that's something that I just personally want to do. To your question on Vietnam, yes. So actually, Vietnam is currently going to be rolling out their own version of a digital nomad visa soon. It's not in place yet. Yes, Thailand is more sophisticated in that it's so easy to get residency in Thailand. When I was in Thailand last year, I did a stream for IP and I said, you can get visas for what? You can get a Muay Thai visa. You can go and just do some massage course 1 day a week and get a visa. It's very easy to get visas in Thailand. Vietnam is a bit more difficult, but not impossible. And I've just found some game recently that actually, as a foreigner, the laws changed again. You can own a condo in Vietnam. It's possible. There's a brother I know, black man, who just recently bought a condo in Da Nang. And I discovered this literally just 3 weeks ago, and I was completely surprised. I was under the impression foreigners can't own property here, but you can. So I'll be looking into that more. So if Vietnam's a place you're interested in, it is possible. With your next question, in terms of quitting teaching between September to December. So right now, I'm still looking into it. I don't want to have to be in the position to have to do visa runs to Cambodia every single month. That's quite taxing. So I'm going to keep my eyes out on the progress of the digital nomad visa. Worst case scenario, I'll do the visa runs in the short term. If that digital nomad visa doesn't progress within the next year, I will look to move to either Japan or Thailand, or I'll see what other options there are in terms of buying a condo here, whether that gives you some sort of residency here, because there's no way the laws are that you can buy a condo legally, but you can't have a stay to stay here and live there. So I don't have the complete answers, I'll be honest. I don't want to say things I don't know. I'll look into it more, but I do know that the laws are changing. One, foreigners can buy a property here now, but two, digital nomad visas in the works, but not fully established. So it's still a gray area for me right now, but I've decided I'm still going to build what I need to build. That will be a problem for future, Ramel.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm actually, speaking of how easy it is to get a Thai visa, I'm actually applying for the DTV visa. And it's like you just need 20K in your bank account and a couple other things and you're good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I don't plan on living in Thailand, but Thailand's a great place to be, especially if you're going to be in the Southeast. If you're going to be in the Asia region, I think Thailand's a great base. So, and then I'm also going to buy a condo for the whole year just because you can buy a condo cheap in Thailand. One thing I will say though, and of course, do your own things, your own risk. But for me personally, and I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying for me personally, yeah, the idea of buying property, especially if it just became legalized in another country, yeah, I'm not doing that because there's something called and this is this is like investment talk, but there's something called like foreign risk, like you know what I mean, like political risk. That you can invest in a company abroad, and then like I said, there's a coup d'état or someone takes over and they don't honor your ownership rights. You're just SOL. So for me personally, unless I'm like literally a citizen or a permanent resident of a country, like I have legal status, I'm not just visiting or even a visa. I don't believe in buying property in a country that at any time can just change the status or revoke stuff. I just don't believe in doing that. That's too volatile for me personally. I can rent because if let's say I rent for a year, let's say I get the condo for the year and something changes, that's just 1 year. That's done. But buying a whole condo and then if they say, you know what, this condo's ours now, so that's too much. That's too big of a loss for me personally. But I appreciate you being candid about not necessarily because I looked into this. I looked into Thailand. I mean, I looked into Vietnam a lot, and I didn't necessarily find a good answer. I do like the fact that they did change stuff because when I was looking at Vietnam previously, it was just like a 30-day visa, and now it's went up to 90 days. So that's nice, at least for Americans. I'm not sure how it is for the UK, but in America, it's now a 90-day visa when previously it was a 30-day. So that's nice. I'm going to be going back in your streams and looking back, on your opinions about Vietnam because I've only been there once for about a week, and I was only in Ho Chi Minh, so I didn't really get the full experience. But I do plan on doing an extended stay after Japan and after visiting Thailand for a bit. But yeah, I like having you here because honestly, Ramel, like IP said, I can just tell. I mean, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I can just tell. Like knowing you're a genuine dude and you're actually putting in the work, I can just tell. Like even before, obviously, your streams have proven this, and your progress has proven this. But even in your first stream, I can tell, okay, this brother's going places. It's just one of those things you can just tell. Like okay. I think one of the things that also did that is that you keep yourself in shape. I think that actually matters a lot. Like I think if someone's in shape, that shows discipline. And if you have discipline in one area, it's much easier to go in discipline in other areas. And by the way, the Notion app, yeah, I mean, that's a big thing, especially in the coding world. The Notion app is fantastic. Look into it and definitely charge for service because there's a lot of people charging for how to use Notion. You know what I mean? So definitely charge. I definitely agree with the whole idea of charging. Most people don't understand for free because I learned how to code, completely by myself online. Like I didn't go to school for this. And then everyone sees, my life now. They're all asking me like, "Oh, how did I do it? Like, how are you able to live abroad and travel and whatever?" And I literally tell them exactly what I did, like for a T. And only one person out of all the years I've been doing this has actually done it. So I really do people feel like they need skin in the game. I mean, you can learn, but there's a reason why people go to school, because they need someone to force them to do it. It's the reason why people hire personal trainers, because they need someone to yell at them in order to get them to do it. Most people are not self-starters. So it's good to see that you're a self-starter, but most people aren't. So that's where paying and having a skin in the game, right, makes it more liable for you, makes it more likely for you to follow through.
Absolutely agreed, brother. And yeah, with the condo thing, so me personally, I don't actually plan on buying a condo. I was just putting the information out there for brothers who might be interested. In me personally, I wouldn't buy a condo just for where I'm at in life right now. I'm prioritizing freedom, and I need to be able to be on the move. I still have plans to travel a lot and bounce around. So owning a property would be counterintuitive for me right now. When it comes to buying in the future, I'm more looking at Japan for buying. Thailand, I really enjoyed my time in Thailand, but it's just something about Vietnam. There's something about it. I just prefer it. I like it's not as overrun with tourism as Thailand is. That's just something that appeals to me. However, Thailand is more tourist friendly. Not that Vietnam is not friendly to tourists, it is, but I'm talking about the infrastructure, the way things are set up, how easy it is to get a visa. In that aspect, it is more friendly for foreigners in Thailand. It's probably easier as well, but Vietnam, it just resonates with me. It resonates with me. I love this country. I love the place. I love the women here. I have really love the women here, to be honest with you. In all my travels, Vietnamese women are probably my top two, top three favorite right now. So I plan on staying here for as long as I reasonably can. Again, like you said, when it comes to quitting and running your own business, quitting work, your visa is tied to work, that will be a problem. I will put every effort in my power to find a way to stay here because I truly love it here that much. But if it really, really poses that much of an issue, I will leave because I'm going to prioritize freedom more than anything. So yeah, it would either be Thailand or Japan. Japan being my number one, Thailand a close second. And yeah, bro, absolutely. I completely agree with you. You need mentorship. It's the cheat code. Mentorship is the cheat code. It cuts your learning in half or less. And unfortunately, people do want things for free. And it's just, I understand human nature. People only respect what they're forced to respect. That's why we have laws. If we didn't have laws, everyone will be robbing, killing, murdering, stealing. It's just human nature. People only respect what they're forced to respect. And that goes the same with women as well. And that doesn't mean that you always have to lay the law down with an iron fist. You can put your iron fist inside a velvet glove. Yes, it's a velvet glove, but you still have that iron fist. So, but the bottom line is people only respect what they're forced to respect. So, and it's a filter as well. When people ask for advice, yeah, charge. If people who pay, that's people who most likely will actually take action and get the work done. So it's a good filter. So yeah, I agree with everything you said, brother. And thank you also again.
All right, last thing real quick. The OMAD thing, I've been doing that. I started out with intermittent fasting. I mentioned this before, 16-8, start out. But eventually you get to the point where, 16-8, I don't know if you know what that means. 16-8 means 16 hours fasting. You have an 8-hour window to eat. But then as you get better, instead of being 16-8, it'll be 18-6, and then it'll be 24. And then just get to a point where you just eat one meal. And so I've been doing that for pretty much years at this point, since I was living in Miami. And I think it's fantastic. I actually think, it's been shown. You said you didn't know the science, so I'll give you the science on this. There's a reason why we store adipose tissue, in other words, fat. It's because back in the day, right, we weren't guaranteed to eat every day. You know what I mean? So when you eat every day, you're eating 3 times a day, it's really taxing your digestive system. That's not the way we evolved, right, to eat, right? That's not the way we evolved. We didn't evolve to digest, right, food, right, 24/7, because that's pretty much what happens. People eat 3-4 times a day, and it's taxing on the body. So when you fast, and they've done studies on this, when you fast, you'll use your fat, right, to burn fuel. So you'll lose more fat. If you don't fast, you can lose weight, but you'll lose more muscle in proportion to fat. But if you fast, most of the weight you'll lose is just straight fat, which is what people are trying to lose anyway. Because the reason why you store fat is for days where you can't eat, and then you use your fat reserves as energy. So I'm a big OMAD person. My brother does OMAD. It's fantastic. And honestly, once you get used to it, it's really not hard. It's not hard. So yeah, I agree with you on that. And then the last thing I want to say is, by the way, um I'm not downing you for supporting your parents. I do the same thing. I'm just saying this is something that I've noticed. And I agree, I want to support my parents. It's not like I feel like I'm forced to, I want to. But it's just something that I've noticed because I've, like I said, I had friends who are white, black, Asian, Hispanic, everything in between. And it's only with the black brothers I've seen this phenomenon. Like I think maybe it was one white dude that said he gave money to his parents, but like I've really only seen this in the black community. But anyway, I do have to go. I'm not gonna lie because I plan to go. I just wanted to talk to you because you're a rare guest, and honestly, I appreciate your anecdotes. That you always have something good to bring on the stream. But yeah, that's about it. Anyway,
Respect,
and
brother. Thank you for your
IP,
time.
one last thing. I saw your email. I'm sorry, I didn't see your email. For some reason, it went to my same spam folder, so I didn't see your email regarding that. But we should do that stream before I leave Brazil. So I actually said for some time slots. So just hit me up with some time slots, and I'll see when I can make room in my schedule in order to do that. But anyway, thanks for Ramel for being on the stream. I appreciate it.
When are you leaving Brazil?
Oh, I'm leaving June, sometime in June. So, but do it this month. I forgot the flight, but it's early June. I'm leaving. So sometime this month, while I'm still here, I think it's best to do it because the stream that I did, I still stand by that stream, like that I did a year ago when I first got to Brazil. However, that stream is more for tourists who just got to Brazil and they don't speak the language and they haven't lived there. You know what I mean? So that would be a good experience if you just come to Brazil, you don't speak the language, then that stream that I did before is going to be a pretty good indicator of how your experience is going to be while you're here. However, once you actually start to learn the language, you start to know the culture, it's a lot different, and I do want to expound on that.
Okay, we'll get it done, Jem. Thank you very much, Jem. Larry Storytime says other communities, parents really have money. In fact, they give their children money to push generational wealth forward, not backwards. We don't have in our community, unfortunately. Ain't that right, Ramel, in the black community?
Unfortunately, no, we don't. And it's on brothers like us to do what our parents didn't do and change that paradigm and change the culture for our future generations. So yeah, that's why I'm building what I'm building, kingdom building arc. Like I said, when I have children in the future, when I have a son, when I have a daughter, I want to be able to give them every opportunity that I possibly can to build what they want to build. That doesn't mean I'll give it to them for free. No, they need to earn it, but at least the opportunity is there. I want to be able to have it ready for them so that they can capitalize on, because I didn't have it. I had to grind, blood, sweat, and tears. I couldn't go to mom or my stepdad and say, hey, I'm trying to build this, help me. That wasn't there for me. So I want to make sure that I build that opportunity and that foundation for my future seed.
Yes, awesome. And brothers, let's help Ramel achieve that. We need that in our community. Awesome. Ramel, that doesn't look like there'll be any callers, bro. And I know you're definitely a busy man. Okay. Ramel, so but do you have any closing questions or statements you want to say, brother?
Thanks for having me, IP. Respect to the caller that just called in. Very smart, intelligent brother. Really enjoyed that conversation with him. I'm not sure if he's gone already. He said he's only been to Ho Chi Minh. Next time you touch base in Vietnam, hit me up. And also definitely go see other places. Ho Chi Minh's like the New York of Vietnam. This is the place where you can have a lot of fun. But if you really want to experience the beauty of this country, definitely travel to other places. Da Nang, Ninh Binh, Hai Phong, Phu Quoc Island. There's so many beautiful places, but you can touch base with me and I can give you some recommendations. Everyone else, thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. If you have your own plans, anything you want to build, mentorship. If it's IT, get in touch with IP. If it's anything else, the key is to find mentorship.
Awesome, Ramel. I want to say thank you very much for your time, bro. I wish you all the best in your journey. We of course will have you again on the channel, brother, explaining your journey in the future. And brother, appreciate the hard work you've done so far, and all the best and success to you, bro. You're gonna make it, okay?
Respect, IP.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. So that was Ramel there. You know how to reach out to him, ramelwrites@gmail.com. So brothers, we're moving on to Kick in 5 minutes. Okay, so IP gonna crash out on Kick. I'll give you 5 minutes. Everyone get on Kick, okay? Ramel, appreciate you, brother. Feel free to drop off, brother, and we'll catch up soon, okay?
Take care, brother. Speak soon.
Speak soon, bro. Thank you, Ramel. So, brothers, get on to Kick right now, okay? The Kick is in the link is in the live stream chat. IP is going to crash out on Kick in a minute, okay? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes here. I want everyone on Kick, okay? Remember, we can't crash out on YouTube because YouTube is very sensitive about crashing out. So I want everyone on Kick, okay? Move to Kick right now, okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes. IP crash outs up next on Kick. I've got a lot to say, man. A lot's been on my mind for a minute. And 5 minutes, we'll end the YouTube stream, we'll end the Rumble stream, we'll end the Facebook stream and the Twitch stream, and we'll move over to Kick for IP crash out session, okay? Let's get cracking. Reach out to Ramel. All you brothers get into Ramel's email. All you brothers move over to Kick right now. Kick in 5 minutes. Get over to Kick. Move over to Kick right now. Kick crash outs up next. Let's go. IP, what's your favorite Japanese meal? We'll speak about that on Kick. I want everyone on Kick right now. Move to Kick. Kick, Kick, move. All right. Again, here's a Kick link in the chat over here. Get over to Kick. The links are here in the chat. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube very soon. Shout out to Ramel for the classic stream. You know what I'll do. You know what's two brothers. You know, anyone that has a business, anyone that can use Ramel's services, or again, maybe you want to touch base with Ramel, right, about what he does. Reach out to him, man. He's about Ramel, about him big time, right? He's a very intelligent brother, and he's definitely someone you should be in touch with. All right, brothers, everyone on Kick right now. Okay, it's crash out season in effect. I got a lot to say, man. I don't want to swear on YouTube, but I got a lot to say, bro. Tomorrow we on Rumble. Today we on Kick. Okay, we got Indonesia tomorrow. 2 more minutes. Everyone on Kick. Move. Yes, move to Kick. 2 more minutes, brothers. Draco, email Ramel. Draco, email Ramel right now, bro. All right, one more minute, we're going to be on kick. YouTube gang, right? I want everyone on YouTube, everyone on Rumble to go on kick right now. Okay, it's crash out season in effect. One more minute. I'm going to end the YouTube streams. I'm going to end the the every other stream. I mean, we're only going to be on kick. So create your kick accounts. Follow me on kick. IP about to crash out, right? Ramel says IP Japanese and Korean men are passport heavy here in Vietnam. It's not shown online. Oh man, Ramel, that might have to be a stream, brother, in the future, bro. And we can do a stream on that in the future, and we can do an update on your business in the future as well of that stream, brother. So maybe a couple months we'll touch base on what's happening there with these men, passport bro in there, dating scene there, and of course your business, brother. So let's mark that down, bro. Absolutely awesome. Again, so before we end the YouTube stream, again, reach out to Ramel, please. Okay, for what he discussed in regards to the business, and let's get cracking, man. Shout out to Ramel. More success to you, brother. Right, you got this, bro, and we wish you the best in your business, bro. We want to see you making 50K a month very soon, brother, and you will. Shout out to my brother. Salute you, bro. You got this, brother. So everyone hop on kick. I'm going to end the YouTube stream right now. Okay, so I'm going to end Facebook right now. Okay, so we're not on Facebook anymore. Okay, I'm going to end the Twitch stream right now. So we are not on Twitch. Okay, I'm going to end the Rumble stream, but we are on Rumble tomorrow. So the crash out tomorrow will be on Rumble. Today we're only on Kick. Okay, so we're going to alternate between Rumble, Kick, and Twitch on some days, and then some days we do all at once. It depends on the resources I can handle on my account. Okay, so I bet Vietnamese chicks are freaks. All right, so let me remove the Rumble stream over here. Okay, all right, and let me now end the YouTube stream. So YouTube gang, we are all on Kick. I'll see you there soon. All right, let's get cracking, man. Crash out season in effect.